and we're probably like a year away from the wedding, I will lobby hard for wrestling entrances where it's like, it's time to play the game. And it's just like one of my fucking best friends being like,
yeah.
Da-da-da, da-da-da.
I think I'm smooth.
Yeah, dude.
I know I'm sexy.
Yeah, dude, I love that.
the
Oh, dude, having her brother do the Shawn Michaels with the fucking behind him. Or we would do I would definitely have, you take this woman to be your lawfully landed wife. What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I do. What?
Hey, everybody. Was that good? Trying to be enthusiastic up top. Hey! Welcome to another episode of the Colum Tyrrell Podcast. All right, let me give it some gusto. Welcome to another episode of the Colum Tyrrell Podcast. Yay! We got Dan Soder, Daniel Sodor in the house. Such a funny man, great comedian. He's on the road. He hasn't got much to promote, so obviously just go to dansoder.com or whatever and check out all the road work. When I mean he doesn't have much to promote, I mean like he has no podcasts. Unheard of. The tide is turning. The tide is turning now that stand-up comedians are deciding to no longer do podcasts as it's creating slightly diminishing returns. An industry where you could have earned $600,000 to $700,000 a month and now you're only earning $450,000 a month. They're saying, no, the industry is over. People are watching reels of crowd work where you say, hey, is that your girlfriend? That's your daughter! You know, that type of stuff. So Soder used to be on the Bonfire, the radio show with Big Jason Oakerson, and we got a little insider beef today because it didn't make sense that Dan Soder would turn his back on Big Jason Oakerson. Big Jason Oakerson found Dan Soder when he was nothing but a little bug in the mud. And nobody knew who Daniel Soder was. And Big Jason said, I recognize a little bit of talent within you, Danielson. And then he brought him under his crusty wing, and Dan Soder grew like a mighty oak tree, and then he left him, and Big Jason Oakerson is now scrambling and is doing a podcast with an old man who used to be fat but is no longer as fat, and we get into that scoop. And the reason Daniel left is because Big J and Daniel used to actually have, like an intimate relationship, and it didn't really work out. They used to be kissing and sucking and other stuff. So we get to that later on in the podcast. So make sure you go follow Dan Soder, a really good comedian, and keep listening to the Bonfire with Big Jason Oakerson and Robert Kelly. All right, I've got dates. By the way, as always, if you can, support the podcast. Head over to patreon.com/Colum Tyrrell. You could have gotten this episode 5 days early in advance. And also, it's unedited and ad-free. So patreon.com/Colum Tyrrell. And you also get a bonus episode. No guests, just me with the family. It's a family-style episode. So head over to patreon.com. Also, big news. By the time you guys hear this, if you're in the real world and not on Patreon, I've got my debut stand-up comedy special. Thank you guys, appreciate it. Is being produced by Louis J. Gomez and Gas Digital, Ralph Sutton. So we're going to be filming that in New York City, July 10th, 11th, 12th. Tickets will have gone on sale on Monday, yesterday, by the time this episode comes out. So hopefully I can see you there. Tickets are free. So do your best. It's a big opportunity for me, and I'm excited to really show you guys what I can do. You think it's all just what's a polite way? You think it's all just Johnson jokes and feces? It's not. It's there's more to that. There's racism involved too, which is that's the bread and butter of all good comedy is spunk and racism. I'm on the road too, folks. ColumTyrrell.com. I've got dates all over Pennsylvania for the rest of the year. Canada, I'm in Montreal, Providence. Midnight Circus too. July 15th, the weirdest show in town. And then I've got all over America for the rest of the year. If you want to see me in this town, head off to columtyrrell.com. Have a look at where I am. And if you don't see your city, there's an option for you to leave a note saying where you'd like to see me. And then I'll come out to do that. So appreciate it. That's all the news. Thank you very much. And enjoy the episode. Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Soder, returns.
Yeah.
I believe this is our first big guest to return.
Yeah.
So, Soder, gotta learn to say no.
No, dude, not to you.
Not to me?
I can't say no. I can't say no to that Irish bro.
Can I open with something here, right? And the guy said I shouldn't say this, but I think that this could have ruined our relationship really badly, unbeknownst to me, if that's the right. All right. So, during COVID... obviously you've got your lovely wife or soon-to-be wife, whatever. I don't know your wife, don't know who she is, but she would pop up on my timeline, just like as a celebrity, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know, somewhere in the middle of COVID, she must have. I think she said something about Cuomo or vaccines or something, and it. I was like, what the? I just thought
that's not her.
Are you sure
she does not take public stances? She doesn't take public stances.
I could have swore. All right, well, this is what happened in my mind. I'm pretty sure she had something like that, and I wrote out this sort of like just a no, you fucking stupid. And then I had this hate, and then I looked at myself and went, "What are you doing, Cole?" And I deleted it, and I just never sent a.
I don't think it was her.
Maybe it wasn't her, but I could have sworn.
I know she's very good at Twitter.
Yeah,
she's very, very funny at Twitter.
I thought it was like a pro Cuomo or like complaining about people wanting to open their business, and I was like, people are losing their. And I remember,
I don't think that was because she was. We were both like, we both know that we don't know enough.
Yeah. To say shit. I don't know. Well, maybe it was a different one.
We're gonna have to look this up.
But it was months later then that I don't know. I guess I realized you were dating, and I go, thank God. But it was one of those moments I wrote it out, and I said, I wrote it out, and I said to myself, and I go, what are you doing, Colin? Like I said to myself, like, what's the purpose of me commenting on Twitter saying like I just deleted the message and I think I just deleted the app and went on my way.
I've almost sent tweets that I'm like, I look back and I'm like, man,
I do it a lot. I've done it before in the past where you go, oh yeah, random person with no followers,
or just come back. I remember one time like I've had to unfollow people because I've been too tempted to like say some shit back.
And the mute button is perfect.
That's
ideal.
That's where it lives.
Yeah.
Mute button. Yeah. I just unfollow. Like instead of letting one go and being like, what the do you know? Because then it's out there. I've done that in the past and gone back and I've had friends text me and be like, dude, don't argue with this guy. Yeah. Like when you're arguing with someone on Twitter and then you get a text from a friend that's like, dude, what are you doing? You're like,
yeah, because they have all the information about you, and you don't know who these
people are.
But
it's a dog in a truck. I want to know what this was. I want to know what tweet you were responding
to. Maybe it wasn't even her, but I could have sworn. But how funny would it have been if I just got a call off you going, "Did you just call my wife a bitch on Twitter?"
Did you call her a stupid fucking?
No. It was just a random person on. I didn't know.
It's weird because I do.
I'm like, I'm so sorry.
You know, I mean, we're gonna get married, so there is like, there's people I hate that have been shitty to her, and that's weird.
Yeah.
That's weird because there's guys where I'm like, this guy.
By the way, I never got to save the date, but whatever. We'll talk about
we haven't even planned it.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry. I'll give you the one. I have a new address. I'll give it to you.
I'm gonna have it delivered with a horse and carriage. Someone's gonna come
actually,
Mr. Soder requests your attendance.
Actually, I'm doing Laughing Up Poughkeepsie that weekend.
Sorry, bro. I gotta go do a Wednesday at a Funny Bone. We're gonna do a murder mystery. No, we don't even have anything planned yet. So
that's perfect.
Yeah, it's the best. Still riding out that engagement.
Oh yeah. It
really is. You're like checking on it. It's like when you get one of those free month when you sign up things. You're like, is it still the free month?
Yeah.
Am I still I'm still the good guy for proposing? Hell yeah.
Fundamentally, the wedding seems to be one of the worst moments of the whole, like the actual.
Yeah, the only fun part we're having is like, what songs are we gonna play? Because there's like random shit that we want to drop in.
Are you going Corny White? You got to go Corny White.
Oh no, we're doing everything, dude.
Corny
I
White?
think we're gonna have a
rock the boat, baby.
Yes,
rock the boat, baby.
Yeah, there will be yacht
Do you do
rock.
that? And you all lie on the floor and you do this sort of side to side thing.
Oh, I want to now.
That's an Irish thing. Get that up on the screen.
Oh, dude,
everyone
I'm gonna go home and be like, Katie, sit down. I got to show you this video.
What happens? Everyone lies on the floor and they sit in between each other's laps, and then they all go, rock the boat, baby.
I love this, dude. I fucking want to rock the boat now.
It's the quintessential corny white guy bullshit.
Yeah.
Look, here we go.
Yeah, there it is.
Rock the boat, rock the boat, baby.
Oh, look at them go. And they're all getting down. See,
yeah, we're all wasted.
Is this an Irish conga line?
I guess so.
You guys are too drunk to stand?
We're supposed to go side to side like that. There we go. Now we're
There it is.
all right. You ain't lived until you rock the boat.
Oh, man, look at that. I like that because it eliminates the bottom half of dancing, which that's where white people fall into trouble, is the hips below.
Yeah.
If you don't know, white people can dance top up.
Oh, I think actually the
Top
Irish
up,
are
you can,
polar opposite, actually.
Yeah.
We're nothing and all leg.
Yeah, you guys just fucking flutter. You guys synchronized swim. You ever watch synchronized swimming where they do the fucking angle where it shows their legs? That's you guys fucking dancing. Dude, I would love to do a rock the boat at the wedding.
That's so fun. It's just, you do that and then they have like the cha-cha slide.
I
they tell you how to dance.
I am going to shoot out. I'm going to shoot down the, like, you dance in with the groom, like the groomsmen, dancemen.
I hate when they have, when the groom's people lead the way, like they're running out onto a football field.
But then they like go out.
They burst through a fucking,
and then they're like, or they do a dance where they're like, this girl's so sexy, and then she's like, look at me go.
Yeah,
I want to do.
The dance is too much.
And we're probably like a year away from the wedding. I will lobby hard for wrestling entrances. For the whole, where it's like, it's time to play the game. And it's just like one of my fucking best friends being like,
yeah.
Da-da-da, da-da-da.
I think I'm smooth.
Yeah, dude.
I know I'm sexy.
Yeah, dude, I
got
love that.
the look.
Oh, dude, having her brother do the Shawn Michaels with the fucking behind him. Or we would do the, I would definitely have, like, my friend Fujak, you just hear, like, I just have him come out and do the scene. That's what I'm going to lobby for.
Running, sprinting.
And then, dude. I think I might.
Have you gone down the rabbit hole of wrestling themed weddings yet?
Oh no, I'm sure people have done that.
I'm sure you'll sit there going.
I'm sure people.
And
have
at first
done
you'll be like, "Oh, this is stupid." Then you go, "That's sick,
dude." That's
just a giant Stone Cold.
Hit the old Hogan music.
The wedding ring is like the wedding cake is a ring.
I don't think we can do a wrestling themed wedding. I'm gonna have to pick my spots.
You can't have.
It's either gonna have to be
Stone Cold lookalike.
I think, where he's like, you take this woman to be your lawfully landed wife. And
he does it.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I do. What?
He did a vow.
What?
He said another vow. Another vow.
But it would make sense for me to have a macho. I mean, if everyone's followed my career, it would make sense to have a macho man marry us. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. Wasn't there a show on TV called Don't Tell the Bride? Did you ever see that?
No.
So Don't Tell the Bride, English TV show where they were getting married on the Friday, and on the Monday, the guy would organize the entire wedding, and they would show, but the TV show would pay for it. So they're like, "Here's $100,000, make the wedding on Friday," and she had no idea. And next thing you know, she's showing up for wedding dresses, and they're like, "What's the budget?" It's like $400. Like, "Where's the rest of the money?" He's like, "Oh, he bought a thing." And they would show up, and they'd be like in a barn, and there'd be no food, but like they had like a fucking Elvis impersonator or something. The guy's like dressed as Elvis.
He just comes in, he's like, I'll cost $50,000 a wedding.
She's like,
I would, I'm not going to try. I know I can get one thing in that's wrestling. So it might be the groom, power bombing the bride through a table on the top of a cake.
3D.
Or her power bombing me through a table. That would be funny. The bride putting the groom through a table.
This tiny little bride.
Or a macho man, minister of the peace.
Yes.
Where he's like, do you take this lovely woman to be your lovely lidded? Yeah. And then I can do the Miss Elizabeth and go, oh, yeah. When Macho Man proposed to her in the ring.
I don't know that one.
Oh, it's great. He goes, will you marry me? And she goes, oh, yeah. I fucking love it. So,
and you're like, that's what, you're like, what, 8 years old ago, that's what love is.
I go, fuck it. God, I love love. Sherry didn't love him like that. Elizabeth did. But I think the groomsmen and bridesmaids coming into wrestling music might be the move.
Yeah. Just I'll give you one thing. Well, yeah. She has
that.
The flowers, all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a Catholic wedding and then that, like a 3-hour ceremony. Like, oh, have you gone to a long Catholic wedding? You're Irish.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's like pop,
That died out, I think.
Did they?
Yeah, I just went to a wedding, but it was a humanist, they say, which is kind of like spiritual wedding, but it's not like.
Oh, that's where you have to like tie two plants together and then let it out into a river.
I think it's more just like there's they get married, because the whole thing is you get married legally like 2 weeks before the wedding.
Yeah.
So then by the time you're doing it, sort of just a thing.
Yeah, it's all ceremony.
Yeah.
It's not like you just go to the courthouse with like two friends and you're like, hey, we're married.
Yeah, and they have a little.
They love brides at weddings. They love to tell you that too. Where you're like, well, then why the fuck am I here?
Yeah, they go.
Actually, they're like, by the way, we got married like 4 days ago. So
we're legally, but you know what?
Yeah, but we just did it. And,
yeah.
It'll be. I don't know. I'm dumb, so I'm gonna need a wedding planner.
Oh yeah, he's going that much.
Yeah, because I'll forget something.
Yeah, of course. But it seems like so
Katie and I plan it, we'll forget something.
I don't even like when my girls, like friends, are getting married, and then I somehow have to hear about like flower arrangements. I'm like, oh, what the fuck has this got to do with me? Or they're like, oh my god, she's like totally booking an entire weekend in Austin for the bachelorette party, and then we have to do this thing. And I'm like, I don't care. I'll pay you anything to stop talking.
It's the same rule as hypochondria. It's like you shouldn't worry about cancer, because if you get it, you're going to have to go through it. So why go through it twice?
Ooh.
That's your argument with like flower arrangements. You're like, hey, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to already have to go through this. I don't want to go through this twice.
Yeah. Tim Butterly gave me some advice once. He goes, if you ever find like that, this is what he does with his wife. He goes, what can I do for you so that I never have to hear this again?
I like that.
He goes, I will do whatever you want,
that's solid
but I
advice.
Can never be told this again.
Yeah. I don't ever want you to ever repeat the story or this information.
Whatever you want. Handbag, come on.
Because there's people that get geeked up about like planning the wedding and doing all this, like those A-type personalities, and they're like, I'm going to do this, and everyone, when they come to the wedding, they're going to get a little bag of goodies.
And
you're
doves.
Like, you're lucky if you get food and drink.
Yes.
It'll be fun.
The speeches, I think, is a big. I hate that, because obviously just being in stand-up, when you show up and it's a bad gig, like the mic doesn't work, or they're like they're out of, no one can see them. That kills me. Or people are talking during the speeches. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I always feel
people paid to be here.
Shut the fuck up. I always feel bad for people who marry comics when comics have other comics in the wedding party, because you're like, you're going against a pro.
Yeah. It's also
except Lewis. Do you know that story?
Was that with
about
Veter?
Lewis bombed at Veter's wedding. In front of like me, Liz, Norman. There were so many of us were there. Morrill. It was so funny because her.
What year was this? Just so people know.
This is like 2017. Might be 2016.
Great.
It was September 11th.
The boys are out. No one's a millionaire yet.
Everyone's still feral.
No one's playing the Beacon yet.
No one's done the Beacon, which I've heard comics recently be like, everyone's doing it. You're like, fuck
the Beacon.
Off.
Yeah, like that's,
we had this
conversation last year. It's like the Beacon's the new Carolines, where it's just like you casually fill it in there. Yeah.
You're like, no, you don't.
It's comedians you don't even know.
Yeah, and you're like, oh my god, it's so frustrating when they're like, well, of course you do the Beacon. You're like, the Gramercy's tough to fill.
I know.
But
every Tuesday night, downtown social.
But it was like the wedding was on 9/11 because they got
Classic.
like an awesome place.
Discount?
Yeah.
Like on a 9, I'll do that.
Yeah, dude. And the lights of the towers were in the back because it was in Red Hook, Brooklyn. It was. They literally are like, I think in Gary's weddings photos, there's like two
That's like
towers.
something out of Curb.
Yeah, there's like just two lights to the heavens while Gary and his wife made it official. But her cousin, who was like her best friend, it was one of those things where it was like Lewis got 8-miled. Like that woman just spoke from the heart.
Yeah.
She's like, she's like, I am stupid. I am she just took everything away. No, she went up there and just
I did have sex with my dad.
Yeah, she went and gave a great speech that was like she loved, you could tell she like loved Gary's wife.
Yeah.
She loved Allie, and she was like giving this like great speech. And then Lewis went up.
What was Lewis wearing? Cut off?
Oh no, Lewis cleans up.
Does he?
Lewis cleans up.
I don't know about that. I went to Nobu with him, and he wore jorts and a fucking like a tap out shirt.
when he wants to, dude.
And that was him dressed up. He was like, he goes, wear something nice. We're going somewhere fancy.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it in a
And he showed up. He's wearing Converse and some jean shorts.
Lewis in a suit.
Yeah.
There's a reason he's been that he's had so many women.
Because of the suits?
Dude, he cleans up and you're like...
He's in court so much.
We have a picture from that wedding of like me, Marill, and Lewis smoking weed in the back.
Yeah.
Like, and we're all in our tuxedos, and Lewis looks like
Does
good.
he? Looks good.
He was like in great shape.
I can only imagine him in a tuxedo shirt.
Dude, he had a...
That's the only way I can even imagine him is just wearing a t-shirt there. He's like, hey,
with the arms, with the arms cut off?
Yeah. Hey.
I just got a pump in.
But I bought a top. Who else wore a top hat?
But he came, he looked great, and she gave a great speech. So then that feeling of like, oh, all right, well, Lewis can follow this.
Just take a knee nearly. That's the problem with a lot of this stuff. You kind of just do the ones and twos, go, thank you this, thank you that, thank you this. Here's you don't need to crush, because people tried to crush, and then you go, no.
You know what it was?
No, it's...
Comedically, you know what it reminded me of? Is when someone's like, I'm going to open with new stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I remember this specifically.
I'm a riff on that joke he just said.
I remember this specifically. So Caroline's R.I.P., but Caroline's New Year's Eve shows.
No, they never booked me. No R.I.P.
Yeah. Well, they stopped booking me, dude.
R.I.H.
They didn't give me a weekend. Once I started headlining, they didn't give me a weekend, and their reason was Wednesday, like 10 years ago, I headlined and I didn't sell a lot of tickets.
Yikes.
That was like 10 years ago.
Well, they're gone now. They're fucked. You're gone.
Well, should have been nicer to Colum and I.
So Mothership, don't make the same mistake as Caroline's. But Collie T and Danny S.
Beam us up. Dude.
Mothership.
It's just fucking Tony Hinchcliffe in an alien suit.
Yeah.
Like, welcome to the mothership. So they, Caroline's, the New Year's Eve shows were awesome to do for the experience, because you basically get a piece of paper that tells the NYPD, like, I can walk through every barrier. I can walk through every barrier in Times Square. I've got to get to Caroline's. So you walk, New Year's Eve Times Square is a fucking nightmare. Mm-hmm. Goes all the way up to 57th Street, all the way down to 42nd Street. And it's just people packed in like sardines. Yeah. Wearing diapers, pissing themselves. It's fucking disgusting. I got booked to do Caroline's. I'd done it twice. So the second time I did it, I knew that the crowd sucked. Because the first time I did it, you were on stage, and part of the reason they buy the tickets to go to Caroline's is it's in Times Square. So they can just at the end of the late show, you all go upstairs, bless you. You all go upstairs and watch the ball drop. Yeah. Right in Times Square. You literally come out the building, watch the ball drop, go back downstairs. You have a bar. You don't have to worry about anybody. Everyone's like, this is awesome. But the crowds on the late show sucked. Yeah. Because they were just doing this the whole time. They're like,
yeah, of course.
Can I get up there yet? And so...
Did you ever think about Thomas Edison?
Yeah. Like, you would like try to do stuff and you're like, I remember doing jokes. I closed like the first time I did it, and I watched people be like, it's 55. Like, how are we going to get up there? And then you're just like, you're like trying to get a laugh to get off on stage. But dude, I remember specifically Michelle Wolf was like, I'm going to do new stuff on the Late Show. And I was like, don't do that. This crowd's awful. Like, I've been here before. I was like telling her, I was like, I've done this before. You don't want to do new stuff. Just do everything that's tried and true. You're not going to get much, but you'll survive. Yeah. And she did brand new stuff, and it just did not go. And she got off stage and was like, that was hard. And I was like, yeah, you did brand new stuff. They're not like a comedy audience. They're a Times Square New Year's Eve. So Lewis went up and was like this girl killed. Yeah. And it's like what you said. It's like, Lewis, just go up there. I love Gary. I love Allie. Congratulations.
I really hope that if Lewis was bombing, he did the whole sort of, look down and go, hey, what are you, a couple?
Yeah. How long you guys been dating?
What's going on? How did you do this?
Hey, buddy, what do you do?
What are you, gay?
I thought it would have been funny.
Is that a gay parent? Wait, you were in a suit, you gay boy?
I told him he should have just read the names of everyone that died in 9/11. That should have been his wedding speech.
Yeah. Tony Cascarino.
Captain Thomas Asculo. He just starts going through. Yeah. Tom Bonatti. Like, just go through, like, who's alphabetical, dude?
Frank McConnor.
And of course, a giant one, Curtis Davidson, Pete's dad. He goes through all the
And
ones.
let's not forget about the terrorists who flew the planes.
The 13 Luckies.
Ahmed Kamahula.
As I call them, the Brave 13. Muhammad Akadallah.
Yeah. A Muslim dozen.
The boys who can't land. But he went up there and did the worst. He did worse than that. He should have read the 13 names of the terrorists. Because what he did is he went up and compared getting married to comedy.
Yeah.
We've told this story.
I hope he did. Did he do the list of three?
Dude.
Getting married is a lot like doing comedy. You hope it works out. You always have self-doubts.
And the food sucks.
And in the end, the gays get further than you did.
No, he went up, and dude, we broke this down. We broke it down on, you know what, dude? Like with Bobby Kelly, because Lewis was there and Joe List and I were both at the wedding. Because Joe List was like, that was insane. But just going up at a wedding speech and comparing it and being like, comedy is a lot like family, and then just fucking eating it, dude. It might be one of the hardest I've ever laughed. I forget who I was with, another comic. I was grabbing their leg, trying not to. I was right by it, trying not to blurt out laughing. And dude, Lewis just folded it up and was like, "All right."
Did he threw the notes away like Patrice?
I don't know, dude. I don't know. It was so great.
Yeah,
goddamn.
Like, the industry don't respect us.
Yeah.
It's
like the industry, just a lot like love. It's hard to find the industry when you're looking for it. But then it finds you. Find your own love. But it was wild. It was great.
I wish that was
one of my favorite wedding moments I've ever been to. Because we were as he started bombing, I would turn and Norman and List and Sarah List,
Norman's there going,
Sarah Talamash were at another table, and I'd look and be like that, and Norman really would do the hey, it's not going good, comedy, as he's just fucking bombing. Oh, dude, it was great. God bless Lewis.
Someone has to have that on video.
I don't think so.
I
asked Gary, and he said
he didn't have it.
No.
Fuck, because that could be like a Legion of Skanks anniversary show.
God,
it would be the funniest.
It'd be up there with the poem.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was so fucking fun.
And play that video. I saw this video today of this chick. This would be funny. You got headphones behind you if you want.
So cans, dude.
Got the cans, yeah.
Sorry, I used to work in radio.
Did you? These are $50 cans. Is that good?
Sorry, dude. We call them cans in radio.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know that.
We call tits cans, actually. That's what we do.
We're not gay. We call tits cans.
So anyway, look. So you'll see the video. This is in Hawaii, by the way. Which is, everyone is just regular people.
Yeah.
In my brain, I've never been to Hawaii.
Me neither.
My headphones aren't on, by the way. Test. Yes. That's some good, what you call that? Good something in the cans? What do you call that?
Some good. That's
juice.
I don't know. Yeah,
that's some good juice in the cans.
We can make it up. Ooh, that's some good. Yeah.
That's some good cock in the cans.
Ooh, these cans are filled with hot penises.
Yeah, a little bit more cum.
Oh, yeah.
More cum in the cans, please.
Mm.
Yeah. By the way, I thought everyone in Hawaii was just like that fat guy who sang Over the Rainbow. Remember that? K is a Gabby.
Yeah.
You know
from Forgetting Sarah Marshall?
Yeah, maybe that guy. Yeah, that's who so
Do you think everyone in Hawaii is Polynesian?
Just walk,
Samoan?
Yeah, they all look like Mark Hunt. Remember in the UFC?
They just do hakas every morning.
That's all it is. It's just impractical clothing completely.
Oh, I would love it, dude. I would love to be that comfortable with my body. I could just wear a nice silk skirt instead of covering layer on layer, hiring the doughy tits that I've grown.
The tits are shocking when the tits come in. My tits came in
when
recently.
they drop. When they drop to the side and go down.
Oh God!
You look like Ric Flair.
Someone took a photo of me on stage and I saw it and I went, "Oh,
dude, it sucks."
Yeah,
you're like, no.
Did you push-ups that night before I went to bed?
Dude, we just moved into a place that has a gym and I'm like, I gotta go. I just do not have tits. I don't want to be in shape.
Tits are hard.
I just want to be skinny.
Yeah. You see your nipple, because what happens at the nipple, the whole areola?
Yes.
It's a new place.
My shit's over here.
It's
now.
over there. I saw
my shit used to be right here now.
Yeah.
I'll be taking a shit in the morning, just in my underwear, and I'll look down and I'll be like,
oh God, yeah.
And you're just like, ugh.
You know what? It's the lifestyle where
at least we're not LA comics or people in LA are shooting themselves with Ozempic.
What the fuck is that?
It's a diabetes medication that makes you skinny.
Oh.
Because it makes you not have to eat.
Oh. Oh, I thought roids I could do. I'd go nuts in the roids.
I would love to just
PEDs
get
or whatever.
super jacked.
Everyone's injecting themselves everywhere.
Everyone's
right?
doing testosterone.
Jay was talking about it for a while. Did he ever?
Jay did testosterone,
but he has a weak body.
I think all you have to do is just go to a doctor, and they're like,
yeah,
it's a booming business right now.
And I saw Segura and Bert Kreischer injecting themselves on
they're
our
doing
show.
No, don't do steroids. Everyone's turning into Joe Piscopo.
You gotta go.
Joe Piscopo, dude. It's the Joe Piscopo rule. If you get too jacked, you won't be funny.
Is that the way it works?
Yeah.
Chappelle got jacked for a while and then undid it.
But then he got fat and then he got funny.
Yeah,
again.
Yeah, there is a little element.
Hey, a muscular man trying to make you laugh, you're like, I'm still scared of you.
Or you're just lost in his biceps going, God damn it.
God, I'd like to peel that shirt off.
Oh, yeah, I'd feel safe if only he'd shut the fuck up.
Just don't talk to me, hold me.
All right, so let's watch this video. This is a couple of bird brains in the car, and it's their reaction to what they're doing here. So you'll see
There's
in
a boat?
They're on the bay here, or dock. Look.
Oh my God.
They're in the car.
That wasn't supposed to happen.
Look at
What is she doing?
there's two people in the car. Look, she has the windscreen wipers on, by the way.
Get out. Undo the seatbelt, you
She's
stupid
like,
asshole.
hello? She's like she's looking for directions.
She goes, so is it down here?
You can pause. Look.
I'm sorry, I'm looking for Jason Momoa.
She's got what? And look, this one bails out the window.
Oh yeah, dude. And then can't do it.
And then,
When you think you're gonna do something from a movie and you can't do it. Is that a kid?
she's a younger person for sure. And then this old
I mean,
bitch.
dude, that van is toast.
And these guys jump in the car. Look at this guy diving in. I'm going to save you. What's that Hawaiian accent?
I don't feel bad for them because it looks like they just drove into the water.
She can't get out. It's fucking. She's stuck.
Was she scared to get out? Because
I think she's afraid of getting wet. Is she?
dude, that would be hilarious.
These are new mocks.
She goes, guys, I'm pretty sure I can drive right through this. When going through hell, keep
the-
going.
The funny thing is this how slow the reaction is. The car is halfway in the lake.
It's
like
starting.
it's getting dangerous, and she's like going, what do I do?
I don't turn off the
Is
car.
She's
Dude, those guys must see so much shit that they're like, dude, because people that work at like docks like this and shit,
Yeah.
that deal with boats,
Oh.
know how to do stuff that I
Yeah.
don't have any clue. So something like this, they're like, you fucking idiot.
look, she can't get out of the car. It's like she's just refusing. Get out
It
of the
looks like
fucking
she's
car.
It looks like when my mom's friend would drive by the house and stop and talk to my mom
Yeah.
out front, where she goes, "What's going on, Dan? How's school going?"
Yeah.
She's having that kind of.
And then the
like,
kids are in the back going, can we go? Wait.
Hold on. Oh, okay.
I gotta go. They're getting hungry.
They put up fences at the park, and I
Oh,
don't
look,
understand it.
these guys are just dragging the car back in now. And she's not leaving. She won't get out of the car.
She's just got her legs dipped in like it's a casual.
Yeah.
She really is, dude. She just did that.
She goes, this has
She
been the
just
best
moved
day.
it.
Yeah, at the end
She
of
goes,
the day.
the water
she
is
goes,
very warm.
I gotta tell you, this has been one of the best nights of my life.
She's like,
what a great date.
I honestly just had a lot of fun putting my van in the water.
Yeah.
Dude, that is.
It's so funny.
I hope
reaction, and everyone's like, get your seatbelt off, you stupid. Now they're pulling it back in, and she's like, what? I think she thinks she's steering it back in, maybe.
Oh, dude. I hope this goes on its Carfax. Like if you look up this van and you go, holy shit, this
Why
thing
won't
was.
she get the fuck out? Look, she's
This
waiting.
is, I swear to God, this is the exact thing that happened in Always Sunny with Dennis Reynolds' Range Rover or the Land Rover, where it was half in the water. Look at her being carried like a baby.
Yeah, like she's been ready.
Oh my God. Dude, holding the back of her clammy back.
That was like a Richard Gere, in the fucking.
Yeah,
Fix
Officer
Her
and a
Up.
Gentleman.
Yeah.
Look, it looks like they're trying to take a picture. This lady sucks.
like it's a fish.
Yeah. She goes, yeah, pull it up.
She might be the worst human of all time.
She's walking like it was traumatizing when it was so slow.
It was the slowest death.
She's like, no!
Somebody come! I have an hour.
I'm still here. Look at that. There goes the van.
No, I think they have a tide. Did they?
Oh, that thing's going under, dude. Look.
It's gone.
Water's on the inside.
He's like a fish trying to get back into the ocean.
Dude.
We have funny if it goes.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. How baller of an aquarium would that be? If you just had an empty van filled with water and it's just like everything's swimming around. Like we put some coral in there, some reef. It's fun.
It's not
But
bad.
there it is. There's the last air bubble.
But they can't let that just stay in there, right? Because all the boats are going to hit off it.
It'll rip the bottom of a boat.
Looky, there it is, like the Titanic final.
Don't let go. Never let go, Jack. Of this Dodge Windstar, or whatever the fuck that is. Oh, damn, dude. That's
It's incredible.
Whole van. Look at that bubbles.
It's so much that you do. That level of destruction, too, is like, it's one of those things where you go, I'm going to the pub. Because it's like so much when
you can't like sit and think like, how can I fix it to make it all right? You're like, it's fucked.
I know a guy, I worked at the truck driving company, and he went, he parked his car at a gas station, and he left it in drive or something, and it fucking rolled down the hill and crushed into another car. He was like in the asshole of nowhere in Virginia. Dude. It went all the way down the hill. He just like looked at it going all the way down, going, no, and then smashes, and he got.
There's moments where I remember when I was in high school, my friend's mom worked for Frontier Airlines, and he didn't have a car. His car was like broken down, and it was a blizzard. And he's like, dude, can you help me? I got to get my mom from the airport, and her car, I can't drive it in the snow. And my mom had a SUV. My mom had a 4Runner, like an old 4Runner. And I was like, dude, I'll drive you. And I asked my mom, and she's like, yeah, just like be careful because it's a really bad blizzard.
Yeah.
And I was like, no problem. And I was driving up this street by my house and just hit ice. And the car was just like, and they tell you to like tap the gas to like get out of it. Don't tap the brake, tap the gas and snow, because then it'll like pull your car. And I'm tapping the gas, and there's just nothing. And I just slid. There was just this truck parked, and I just slid right into the truck. And there's a moment where you're like, here it goes. Doom. And then you just get out. And I went to this townhouse, and the guy was like, that's my truck. I was like, fuck.
Oh, no.
Gave him all my mom's information. I was like, you might want to call my mom. But then we went. After that happened, it was like dented on the front left side. And then I drove out to DIA, and we were driving back on the highway, and I hit ice again. And I was like, well, like I wasn't even struggling. I was like, well, it already happened. It was like, boom, and I hit it again. And I came home. My mom was like, that's much worse than I thought it was. I was like, right? Because this was before cell phones.
So you didn't tell her this too?
I had to go in the guy's house and call my mom and be like, hey, I hit black ice. And she was like, all right, I got insurance. We're fine or whatever. But then I came home, and I didn't let her know about the second one. And she was like, that really fucked the car up. And I was like, I know.
It's funny. I remember one time my brother was drunk, and he crashed his car into a pole. So then he just ran home.
That's smart.
He just ran home.
That'll never follow you.
Well, surely this is like 20 years ago now at this point. So surely there's like I'm lying. Anyway, I don't have a brother. Yeah, but then I remember the next day he woke up and like, somebody stole my car.
That's fucking
And then had to ring the
hilarious.
cops, and the cops showed up, and they go, and he goes, I was trying to start the car, so my fingerprints are everywhere. And they're like,
oh no. He's like, someone stole my car. They're like, did you steal your car? And you're like, fuck,
let's not point fingers, officer.
You know what, pig? He started fucking snapping back.
One of my favorite things on Twitter is I watch these accounts where it's called like catastrophic mistakes.
Oh yeah,
and it's like
that's the best part of Twitter.
Boats and stuff.
Fight profiles,
yeah,
which inevitably bum me out, and I have to unfollow.
Do they? Yeah.
Because they'll put up a fight where I'm like, I didn't need to watch that.
You'll see the guy smack his head on the back.
Yeah, or it's like a guy where you're like, dude, or they're kicking him, and you're like, come on.
Yeah,
but the accidents or acts of nature,
the massive when a boat like knocks into a pier, and you just see 100 people running for their lives.
You know the famous one on the speedboat where it lurches and they all fall.
Oh, they all just go. Yeah. That one's wild.
Two of them had like broken hips.
Oh, that one is nuts,
dude. You break your hip, you're like
that one is wild.
Yeah, because they're on a speedboat
and they're all like, and it goes so fast. They don't even react. It happens so fast. They get torn.
Yeah, you're like, fuck that, dude.
I like when they see a boat because they all go wait, and then it hits one thing and they go and it's so big that the destruction is so big where you go, there's like nothing you can do. And there's just all these big what do you call those fucking?
And it gets like the wake.
No, those big boxes that they transport on boats. Those big huge containers.
Yeah, I think they're just called containers, right? Container ships.
I guess so. Containers.
Oh, there's like videos of container ships where they fall off.
Yeah.
And you're like, that might be a car.
There's so much. There's 14 Guatemalans in there.
Oh my god, those hookers were gonna open up 4 or 5 rubbit pugs in Manhattan.
Yeah. There's a Russian in Sheepshead Bay right now going, "God the fucking."
Yeah, I bring the ladies to touch the men. Deshaun Watson lights candles outside of his house. He's like, that's a truck. That was a crate full of ladies that could have jade me.
You lived in Alaska for a while, right?
I lived there for like 5 months.
Just like
I just did a fish season. I did before and I did through the fish season.
Before, so you
like made.
Did you ever go back to?
I think no, my aunt lived up there and she died, so there's no reason for me to go up there.
So
but I would love to go back up to Alaska. That place fucking rules.
I'm sure it's all men, right?
Yeah,
it's like 80% men.
I think it's like 5 men to 1 woman. It's real gangbang stats.
It's like a lineup at a comedy show.
Yeah, a good one. They have. It's what is it? Oh, here it is right here. Male to female ratio, 110.3. What does that even mean? Kansas. Oh, yeah. Alaska's crazy ahead of male to female ratio.
Alaska's the most. Well, it's all convicts, right? Just fled. It's
all like, well, what's crazy is it's all men. Like men live up there. Yeah. Not us.
Oh, yeah.
Men. Like not us that we're like, what's the silly thing we think about? They're like, yeah, I could fix that. What do you need me to do?
Yeah.
I moved up there and felt like such a bitch.
Am I getting wrinkles? Like, what
the
fuck?
They didn't understand. They couldn't conceive that I didn't know how to fix shit.
Yes.
They're like, go grab that wrench and fix that. I was like, I don't know how to do that.
You're like standing there for a while until eventually you go, so I don't know how to do that.
And they, dude, everything, on almost everything, where eventually they'd be like, do you know how to do this? And I'd be like,
I've had a lot. No. I've had a lot of construction jobs over the years where you go away and then you come back 20 minutes later going, did you do that? You go, I think I made it worse. I have no idea. I have no idea.
They would just do things like, all right, paint the buoys. And I'd be like, okay. You know, because I couldn't fix. They'd be like, they would say stuff so casually that I didn't know how to do. They'd be like, fix the hydraulic arm on the crane, and I'm like, what's up? And they're like, you take the hydraulic out of the crane and then put a new one in. And I was like, wait, how do I do that? And they're like, it would be like a 600-pound hydraulic. And I'm like, I don't know. And they're like, yeah, get someone to help you. And I'm like, can I just help the person that does it?
Yeah, I'll just stand there and hand them the thing.
That's all I'm good for.
And then they're like, hand me this.
I'm the only child of a single mother.
Yeah.
So I just know how to be like, do you want me to give you light attitude? That's all I know how to do.
Yo, come on.
I can go like, that's good job. Yeah, I felt like such a bitch up there.
For sure.
But it was cool as fuck.
I had once on a construction site, and this was like a real, I had to say to myself, going, I'm not going to kill people.
Yeah.
If they allow me to be here any longer, I'm not.
Do you ever see like floors collapse or something, and you're like, that's a guy like me?
We were working up in the Bronx, and we're building a fucking apartment complex that goes all the way up, and in the middle was the elevator.
Yeah.
Chute, and so you had to build separate scaffolding in the middle, and then they told me to do it one time. So I just built it, which was like, I could do it, but I didn't tighten the stuff as tight as it's supposed to go. I got it to like a tight enough point where it was like wouldn't move. But evidently when you have tons of concrete and bricks on top of it, that ain't gonna hold.
Oh, no.
And there was a bunch of guys on it, and I went, whoosh, like, and this was like high. This was like would have killed these guys high, and they all had to jump off. And they jumped off. They all had to get off because it was moving. It was gonna kill them.
And then you were like,
and then I was like, they go, "You not make that tight?" And I was like, there must be something wrong.
Yeah, you do that thing where you're like, "Nah, I tightened it." Who else was over here?
Must be
it was Ron over here. I think Ron loosened it.
Yeah.
Did they like go through and show you that it needed to be tight?
Yeah, they showed me then that I was like, this isn't tight enough.
I'd want to kill myself, dude.
Oh yeah.
I'd want to fucking kill myself.
That was when I went. There's one thing about being bad at your job. One thing when I'm going to send someone home in a body bag.
Yeah, dude. I was fine being a bad waiter. Because you're like, oh, you didn't get your food?
Yeah.
Big deal. But I didn't have a fucking guy in a welding mask almost lose his life because I didn't tighten something. That scares the shit out of me. That scared. No, like, whenever I find out a comic used to have like an important job, I'm always like, why?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I know why you want to do comedy, but like, you're actually good at something. Go do that.
Yeah, there's only just be a family in Turks and Caicos find out that their dad didn't make it home from New York.
Because you didn't tighten something.
Because I was like, yeah, that's good enough.
They're like, the money didn't stop. The money stopped coming in. The foreman calls him. He's like, yeah, he got fucking buried.
Yo, it's the job. This is what happens. We lost another one today.
Your dad's not coming back to Burkina Faso because some Irishman didn't fucking tighten the scaffolding. He goes, sorry, we had to go out of pocket for this job.
But by the way, they also put my life in danger a lot.
Did they?
Once there was like a big thing. There was like a storm, and they were like putting this plank in, which the floors are just big, huge.
Yeah.
Just huge, 20 feet long, couple of tons. And it was a storm and like it wind blew, it hit the thing, it spun around. I'm talking huge. And it fucking almost crushed me, but it hit the wall to my left.
Holy shit.
Like if I was like 2 feet to the left, I would have just been crushed through a wall. And I remember being like all scared. And then one of my foremen came over to me, this tiny little, he was like a 21-year-old Ecuadorian.
Yeah.
And he ran the entire complex. And he's this tiny little angry,
Yeah.
like fucking.
Mr. Why you
And
not?
he goes, why you not get out of the way? Or something. And I threw my fucking heart at him. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Come here.
And then you picked him up and his little legs were kicking.
Yeah.
Yeah, get out of here. I got you.
You're so mean to me. You mister. You get out of the way.
He was holding you. He's like,
I don't like the way you do this.
you're like,
He kept going, Blanquito, you fucking Blanquito.
Blanquito, you
They all-
fucking little pinche fucking güero.
you're like,
They all call me Blanquito.
Really?
Yeah. Little white boy. And I'm 4 foot taller than
That's so
every
funny.
single one of them.
all
And I'm so bad at the job.
the Dominican bussers would call me, what was it? It was Grande Gringo Loco. Because I'd go crazy at the restaurant when I'd like not get tipped. I'd like punch the machine, and they'd be like, "Whoa, this guy's this guy's fucking nuts."
You are amped up, dude.
Yeah.
So you're so nice.
When I
You're
get
like the
mad-
scariest guy in comedy, by the way.
Dude, Saint Germain and I had an incident with a comic in Indianapolis where this kid came in that was like just a local comic
Yeah.
and acted like he owned the green room, and then he like talked shit to Saint
Just
Germain.
like chewing nuts, was he?
No, he's drinking a beer, and he goes to Saint Germain. He goes, "Make me laugh,"
What the fuck?
and we were both like.
Make me laugh.
We like turned to him and we're like, "Are you out of your fucking mind?" And then we just dog walked him out of there.
Yeah.
We're like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And he went like, "I know. And he just like walked out, and Saint Germain was like, "Damn, I've never seen you get angry like that." He goes, "I gotta tell Katie that story because it kind of turned me on." But
This was just recently?
yeah, this was like
Wow.
3 weeks ago,
Make me laugh?
dude.
You know what? He probably got it in his head and he was like listening to
I think he was
Patrice
trying. Yeah,
or
he's like,
something,
yeah,
and
he's
he
like
was
trying
like,
to.
I'm gonna be, they don't think of me as white Patrice.
Because I did that early on in New York, where you try to talk to a comic
Yeah.
older than you, like you're
Yeah.
like ball busty, and
Yeah.
they're like, "Who the fuck are you?" And you're like, "I'm so sorry."
Yeah.
But
that used to happen at open mics. People would walk up to you and just be like, look at you, you gay-nosed fuck. Huh? And
Yeah.
you're like, we're roasting. We're in New York.
it's so funny because you're like, "I'll fight you," and they're like, "Whoa!" Like when it gets to that level, you're like, "Fuck you." But I do have that thing where I'm like, when I can get mad.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
can snap.
You've got it. You've got it. I say it a lot. I go, well, all the people I'd hate to be have an enemy is Dan Soder.
I can fucking
Thank
snap.
God I never said that tweet.
I would have fucking destroyed you. Oh, I would have.
Just the door came in.
Yeah, I was the one pushing the thing at you. I'll fucking crush him. He's like, and then I pick up my little friend that's the foreman. He's like, "Do you want me to kill him?" I said, "Not yet. Not yet, my friend. Sooner or later, we will kill Blanquito. We'll kill Blanquito together.
Mr. Red.
We will crush him with concrete, my little friend."
Thank you, Grande Gringo Loco.
You
said
welcome.
that again. You get so angry at nothing.
I know. It's
Thank God.
because my father left me. He goes,
Stop tickling me.
yeah, dude. I don't know. I've always had like I used to get so mad at video games. That was like
Yeah.
the thing that brought it out of me. And then finally, now in my 40s, I'm like, what was I doing?
Yeah.
I used to have a punching table in my apartment
Nice.
where we play FIFA, and I'd punch the table when I'd get mad. If my roommate was winning, he would like cross kick it and score, and I'd be like, "What the fuck?" And he'd be like, "Dude, the game wouldn't be a success unless I punched the table."
Nice.
Like he would do it, and he'd be like, "I fucking got you," and I'd be like, "Oh!" And I'd like before we'd play, I'd be like, "I'm not gonna punch the table today."
And you go, whatever.
And we just had this old fucking coffee table, and I'd punch it over the legs so it didn't break.
Yeah. I'm surprised you're not like a gym nut because of like, addict.
Oh yeah.
You go gym, get that fucking energy out of you, the anger.
I gotta start doing that again because I forget that it does feel good when you go exercise.
Yes, it do, yeah.
And you're like, I'm not angry at the world.
Life is pretty simple when you do all right, and then but it's just like, ugh.
I know. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And that's like,
I could be happy, but like, ugh.
But like we're talking about having tits and stuff, and it's always the same recipe. It's
Yeah.
like watch what you eat, exercise,
Yeah.
boobs go away. Comedy's the same thing. People are like, how do you get good at comedy? You're like, write jokes, get on stage.
Yeah.
It's not like, but now I don't know.
I don't
Now
know.
it's like get a good clip. and
Yeah,
then send
yeah.
it to
I
TikTok.
get it. I'm in the clip world too. It's not good.
We all are. We're here now.
You're just trying to survive, keep your toe in the fucking thing.
That's all it is, dude.
It's a crazy bubble that has to. I think
It's gonna.
It must be. It feels like it's already like the air's coming out.
What's going to happen is the money in stand up is going to go down and it's going to go somewhere else, and that's where those people will
People
go.
just
Because
leave.
those a lot of these people that don't want to be comics, it's not that they don't want to be comics, it's that they don't want to do actual comedy. They don't want to like sit down and write a joke and be like, that's not funny, or someone else has done that, let me find another joke. Like they don't want to write jokes. They want to like go on stage, be loved, get money. That's it. I mean, who doesn't want to do that?
Yeah,
that
that's
sounds
fair.
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
To go on stage and say some stuff and people are like, yeah, you're the best. And then you get a fucking fat check. Fuck yeah. But stand up, I think I hope stand up goes back to where it's just like a nightclub thing.
But it's got to, I think.
Or like a comedy club.
this world where everything is so small.
Yeah.
And I think like, having a long form thing of entertainment where it's just spoken word and they're like longer stories, I think that must mean something. Because there's no way you can find someone who's just like doing crowd work reels and then you go see them live and you're like, this is awful.
What's great is I always love when people come see you live and they're just like, oh shit, that was a fucking awesome show. And you're like, hell yeah. That's what you want. Because I think a lot of the times what we see, especially what we see, comics being in this, what you see is like someone put up a boomerang of like a sold out theater and they're like, Des Moines, you did it. We fucking ruled. But then if you were in the room, people would be like, oh, it was an all right show.
Yeah.
Like I have friends that are doing like fucking arenas and shit.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, how was the show? And they're comics. They'll be like, first half of the set was fucking awesome. Some of the new
Fizzled
stuff didn't
out,
go really well, but then I closed strong and you're like, all right, hell yeah, that's like a live show. Like I don't think the audience would really know that, but we know that. And you're like, oh, it wasn't that good? Or you're like, it fucking ripped. And you're like, hell yeah, that's awesome. Instead of like, last night was a movie.
Yeah.
Like that kind of bimbo talk.
Yeah.
Bimbos say
I've
that
always
shit.
wanted to go to Boise. It's been a lifelong dream.
Yeah. Last night was a movie is one of those sentences where you're like,
yeah. I shared something. I did a show. Not many tickets sold. So I wished I would narrow it down. And then I posted like a half empty room. And then I did that Drake song, you know. Was like, none of these motherfuckers were here last year type of thing. I made like, what's that song? Because someone shared it when they were sold out of theater, and then I shared it like the next night with my shitty room with no one in it. And then I was like, I honestly thought that the irony would have been lost on a lot of people because they're like, does this guy think this is impressive? I was like, no, just like no one
I'm
here.
making fun of myself.
I lost money.
Yeah.
I flew Comfort Plus.
Yeah, come on, motherfucker! I
was
got the leg room. I got the leg room, and you fucked me. Yeah, there is. What's funny is like comedy clubs will do that to you. Well, they'll like come into the green room and they'll be like, and I'm talking about. I've been headlining comedy clubs for like 12 years, so I've seen it where they like, you have like 25 tickets sold on a Thursday in a room that sits 300, and they're like, yeah. Piff the Magic Dragon was here last week.
Piff. Yeah.
He sold 6,000 seats. Everyone had to sit on each other's shoulders. And you're like, cool.
Yeah.
And they're like,
the dog was signing autographs after the.
And then they'll look to you and they go, so you want to start this show? And you're like, how many are in the audience? And they're like, 30. You're like,
He goes, they're mostly sitting in the back, but I'll try to get them to go up the front.
Yeah.
The guy goes, hey, would you guys go up to the front too?
but there's some people that got big on social media or TikTok or stuff, and they've never had to go through those moments. And I think those moments are like, that's how you really learn how to appreciate doing comedy.
Honestly, too, the vast majority of comics, if you just, they want that. That's like a dream. A dream is just even be at a club on a Thursday where you're not selling tickets. Like, that's like,
it's great.
That's like the
I still feel lucky when it's like, dude, all right, I get booked at this club. There's some clubs that are so great that you're like, I'm just happy to come back.
Yeah.
Please have me back. That's always your like I've always said this, but I saw for a little bit there was like comics shitting on like getting older and doing comedy, where they're like, what am I gonna be fucking 60 working at a place called a Funny Bone? And you're like, if you're lucky.
Yeah.
If you're lucky, you are.
Yeah.
I always think of that scene in Office Space where he's like, what, do you guys want to work at Initech the rest of your life? And he goes, that kind of security would be nice. And you're like, yeah, dude, it would be.
Well, again, it's just talking, man. It doesn't even matter what.
Silly.
If you've made your money and had your retirement, that must be the best.
I
Just to
think
have
there
that
should
idea.
be a. I said this on Giannis's podcast, but I mean it. I think there should
Shout
be
out
a
to Giannis, friend of the show.
Giannis Pappas, one of the best. I think there should be a level.
Oh, I was talking about different Giannis.
Okay.
Forget about it, whatever.
Giannis over in Astoria. oh my God, he works at Tavernia.
Oh, those lamb chops. Those lamb chops. Ooh, they're well done, but they're
the squid, the way he cooks it.
yeah. Taverna Kikil.
Something like
That's what I always go.
Taverna.
I go there all the time. It's my
It's-
favorite restaurant. I go Taverna Kikil. Kikil.
But there is like I think there should be a cap, a salary cap,
Okay.
where like if you make enough money as a comic,
Mm.
you have to retire
Oh,
because you have the money.
yeah.
So go
Yeah.
live.
Go talk. Yeah.
Go live.
Yeah.
Like, there obviously are the greats that are like, that just keep doing it. And you're like, oh, I want to see the next hour or whatever.
Yeah.
But some of these people, you've had a good run, dude.
Come on, man. Name names. You're not on Bonfire anymore.
Oh, dude, I'm trying to think of specific examples of
Can I just name a bunch of people and you be like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, name it. No, yeah, we could do that.
I don't even know.
But like, take for instance, like, I'm going on Bert's tour. I'm going on.
Oh, nice.
I'm going on.
like, check
fully-
out the Forest Hills.
Yeah,
That's gonna be
Forest
fun.
Hills. I'm doing Fully Loaded. But if I were Bert or like Segura or like Rogan,
Yeah.
and I had like 100 million in the bank,
Ooh.
you guys wouldn't fucking see me. You know where
Yeah.
you'd see me? Courtside at a Nuggets game.
Yeah.
And Trish would have brand new teeth. Everyone in my crew would have fucking fake veneers.
Yeah, baby. Veneers.
This gap would be gone.
Veneers all day, dude.
Yeah.
Veneers. I do, but I've always said this. I want fake teeth where people go, Jesus. And I go, like, yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, you want to go back to Ireland with teeth so fake that they're
Like-
like, call him. What the fuck are you doing? And
In a
you're
fight, was it? In a fight,
yeah. You're
How
like,
about
you just called the shark. You have rows of them.
You look like fucking Simon Cowell.
Oh fuck! Yeah, his face is weird as
Simon
fuck.
Cowell's
now.
teeth, though, are like the most, like,
Yeah.
they're like something of a, it's like a
I love
cartoon.
when someone gets crazy rich and they keep their fucking dusty ass teeth.
Yeah.
That's
There's
what
a
I'm
few
gonna
people
do.
have done that. Larry David, Ricky Gervais, these guys.
Do it.
Yeah.
Dude, I did the hair surgery, so I can't get my teeth done too, or else I'm just gonna look like a game show host.
Nah, do it. Go fucking
I'm
nuts.
like, coming up
And,
today.
you
I
know-
love my gap.
You know what
dude.
it is? It's just
I
a
like
little.
gleeking. I'm a spitter. I'm like a camel. I like a llama. I like to spit at people.
I had braces and then, but I've never wore the retainer like once. The
Dude,
second I got rid of
My
them.
mom looked at my face and she was like, we can't afford braces. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
She goes, that gap will bring you character. But I'm like, now all my teeth on the bottom of my mouth are fucking pushing in on each other.
Yeah.
I'm like,
But I got mine are breaking up. I got a whistle. So every now and again I'll say something like, I'll
dude,
just
you're
be
gonna
like,
start sounding.
stop. And it's like, I can just hear a whistle come in. It's fucking a head, because my teeth are moving.
You're gonna sound like the gopher from Winnie the Pooh. The talk,
I
like
already
that.
have a fucked up accent. Now I'm like,
No, you're not. Top of the morning to you. Nice to see ya. Dude, I hope you get that. But I don't think people are like, that's the problem with, I think the United States in general right now is there's all these billionaires that like, they just keep making money and you're like, well, go retire.
yeah.
Let someone else make that money.
But it's invisible, right? It's not like they can.
Yeah, but
There's just an idea of how
don't
much
you
money-
just want to stop working? Don't you want to just
I don't know.
have enough money to go paint? Be like Jim Carrey and just make like weird paintings?
I don't know what to do.
Get a
anymore.
hobby, dude.
Yeah.
Collect stuff. That's what like Howard Hughes was a billionaire and you just like fly planes and then be weird.
Yeah.
Go be weird, dude. I want to make enough money that could be weird.
Yeah. Just like 28 Cats type of thing.
Yeah, dude. Just put out a couple great specials, make money touring, and then fucking dip out. I want to be in Montana with like a long beard.
That's it. Well, isn't Zach Galifianakis just like, he's like up in Washington.
Yeah.
He just owns a ranch out there or something. Just
Beautiful.
disappeared. He did a couple of movies, whatever, got his bag and then just left.
Jack Nicholson just did that. He's been disappeared, and then he just showed up at a Lakers game, and everyone was like, "Jack's back," and he's
Yeah,
like,
and he-
"Yeah, because he's just
And he
living
just
it."
spilled chili all over the court or whatever. I
Did
thought
he?
there was something wrong with him. I thought he had like dementia or something, didn't he?
I don't know, but
I
if you
don't
do, how crazy would it? How fun would it be to have dementia and be wealthy?
Yeah.
Because then you can just live out your dementia.
You know, there's a couple of people who he's given $1,000 to every day.
Oh yeah,
Just
they
a
go-
guy just standing outside the house.
They're
goes,
treating him like ATM.
Yeah, yeah.
They go, Jack, I really need $1,000. He's like, well, here you go.
Yeah,
And
he
you're
comes
like,
in and goes, like, one coffee, please. You go, that's $1,000.
Yeah,
Go, absolutely.
Yeah, you're like, yes. Because all these rich people are hoarding their money.
Yeah.
That's why shit's so bad right now.
Yeah, we got to spread that
Because
out.
the fucking, there's so many like super rich people and then very poor people.
It's all these rich comedians are hoarding all the fans.
That's the problem with
So
comedy.
we gotta
Dude,
get
I've been trying to say this and no one is sticking to this narrative. Cancellations aren't the problem. It's comics getting too rich. Not getting canceled.
Yeah.
Getting canceled isn't the problem. That's not.
It's too much money.
There's people that are too wealthy and they don't want to hear the honest truth.
Who's the richest? Jerry Seinfeld?
Yeah.
Seinfeld's a billionaire, right?
Seinfeld.
Or he's on track to be a billionaire with
He got that hair surgery. He got a space wig.
back in the day when it was probably fucking
Oh, where it was like archaic.
It was horrible.
Yeah,
Yeah,
where it was
it
like
painful. Each one had to be shot into your head. Like,
Yeah, like look at that. Like Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart's the best example. Go away. You've
Yeah.
got so much money
yeah.
that nothing. You're not going to make me laugh because the whole time I'm like, well, you're a fucking billionaire, dude.
Didn't he shoot a special in his mansion
Yeah,
during COVID?
him and Dane
Was that
Cook.
actually in
If
his...
that should be the rule. If you filmed a special in your mansion, you're done. Dane, you're done.
Yeah.
Kevin, you're done.
Well, the thing is, Kevin's a movie star, right? So,
Yeah.
Like,
So that's a little different. Seinfeld,
Joe
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 he
Coy.
was losing his hair there, but then now he's got his hair back. Shout out Space Wigs, dude.
Joe Coy.
Joe Coy, but Joe Coy, here's the thing about Joe Coy. He's making his money right now.
Yeah.
So you don't stop right now. He's filling arenas.
Yeah.
When it cools off, walk away from the table.
I
Take
think
your chips, have them collected.
I think the Gramercy is the cap. Fuck off after that. Then you're done.
You have
Get a
so-
real job.
You're like, I'll go back to the construction site with brand new teeth.
And then I'll welcome the death. Just wait
Yeah.
until you get crushed.
Yeah, and that little guy's like,
Blanquito, why your teeth are so nice?
oh, keep going to that list because was Seinfeld number one?
Yeah, he was number one, and then
Byron Allen's got a lot of money, dude.
Seinfeld-
Byron Allen, didn't he buy the Broncos? Or he like thought he bought something. Yeah, dude, look at all that. You just go get your money.
He did the Tonight Show. Me too.
Matt Stone and Trey Parker
Legends.
never stop.
Yeah.
I don't care if you've got fucking $1 trillion.
I just watched that. I'm still watching that.
They're
Yeah,
my favorites.
it's the
They're my
best.
two favorite of all. Them and Mel Brooks.
I saw one of them walk down. I saw him walk down the street.
I
one
would
time,
lose
actually,
it.
and I was like,
I would shriek like a Bieber
I was
fan.
like that. I went.
I'm like, oh. I'm like, Trey Parker's my guy. I love Matt Stone, but Trey Parker specifically is like, he's my fucking hero.
Yeah.
Matt Groening. Yeah, these are like guys that made money off. I'm talking. Keep going because I want to see stand up.
Just stand up.
Trey Parker. God bless.
How is
Degenerates.
Wait, how is Trey?
Ellen, go away.
How is Trey Parker worth less money than?
I don't know because
he's like the main.
what.
I guess
mean,
because
Stone's the quarterback.
but-
Trey's the running back. Like
yeah, Stone is like the producer kind of, right? So he
but
probably
they
has
both
more,
are. They're partners.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. Did they do because like they both did the Book of Mormon, and then they both did the.
I mean, dude.
it just says Stone did like a lot of real estate investments.
That makes
There it
sense.
is.
That's
They
where his
also-
brain is going. Yeah,
They just signed a deal with Paramount Plus for like $900 million. They signed
really?
like a crazy deal
for South Park.
for South Park, for movies, for the show to keep going.
Yeah.
And it's basically like one of those deals where they can make it whenever they want. I fucking love those two and will never say a bad word about Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
Basketball.
One of my favorites. One of my favorites, dude. That's San Francisco for asshole. Remember that? I love that.
I do
love
remember
all
the
that
bit
shit.
when
Orgasmo, all of it. Team America, let's go, dude. I fucking love Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
was that the one when he gets into the jacuzzi and the girl's got and he's like, oh, you got a little something there, and she's rubbing her titty.
Yeah.
Is that in basketball?
Yeah.
Is it?
Oh no,
that's
yeah, yeah.
Eurotrip, right?
Is it Euro
Oh,
Trip?
Euro Trip?
And he's
Wait.
like, no, right there, and she's like
I
rubbing.
thought you
her.
were talking about Orgasmo.
Oh, I was
Have
talking.
you seen Orgasmo?
No,
It's like their first movie. It's funny.
I remember Orgasmo wasn't the robot in one of the episodes.
No, Orgasmo is
Didn't they call him the Orgasmo? And then he would kept like
the
Fingering
there,
butters up
all
the ass?
You go up to the top, the third one. There you go. It's about a Mormon guy that becomes the top porn star.
I've listened to the Cannibal the musical. That was
Cannibal the musicals they did in college.
pretty good. Yeah.
They did that.
They're so young and talented
Yeah,
that
the
you go,
Dom-
fuck you. Yeah,
I
yeah.
love them.
Yeah.
Leno, retire.
Oh, Jay Leno.
But you know what he does?
doesn't do stand-ups though, does
But
he?
you know what I like about Leno? And I'm cool with this. Let me amend what I'm saying.
Okay.
He drops in and just does sets,
Does he?
which is like, fuck yeah.
Where does he
And
do
I'm
that?
cool with Seinfeld doing that. Like, if you want to drop in and do 15 minutes, just like,
Is it just to get the itch out? Is that what it
I
is?
think they just love comedy.
Yeah.
And they just made so much money
I've-
that they love.
Have you seen Jay Leno?
Do stand up?
Yeah.
No.
Where does he drop in? What does he do?
L.A. He always goes to like Flappers or like Comedy and Magic Club in Hermosa
But it's the same
Beach.
jokes he's been doing for 60 years.
No,
The
I
same
think he
actors,
does
is it?
like, oh, you seen this? You heard about this? Apparently, COVID's a big problem. I got my face burned off in a motorcycle accident. I don't know if you've seen this. You heard about this? So it looks like they're remaking Man Without a Face. And instead
Tucker
of Mel
Carlson.
Gibson, it's going to be me. Yeah,
Tucker Carlson got fired. from
yeah
the
Tucker Carlson's not working at Fox. You seen this? You heard about this?
Tucker, I hardly know her.
Yeah. You see what's going on.
But he's got. I just feel like, why are you still in the game? You know, drug dealer movies. It's always like there always becomes near the end of Act 2, like with the big problem, where they have all the money and there's no problems, and someone's like, "Get away with it," and they're like, "Why? I'm the fucking king," and then it all crumbles.
Yeah.
That's where comics should leave. It's like at that moment, be like, you know what? I've been a silly boy and successful enough.
Yeah. So the Bonfire, you gave it up. What? Let's give us a scoop here now. And this would be good, right?
Yeah.
What's the real reason Dan Soder left the
Oh,
Bonfire?
dude, that'd be funny if I had one and I saved it for this podcast.
Can you just say that? Can you?
I go, I'll tell you right now, Big J sexually abused me. He would play with my penis before we go. No, it was.
Clip it!
I love it. I loved doing that show, dude. That show
Yeah,
was
of
so
course.
fun. And it became a thing where, like, I was talking about walking away. I was talking like that ability to walk away.
Yeah.
And I felt like
That was it.
I was just hit with this moment of like, well, this is the best.
Yeah.
So leave.
Yeah.
Because
I used to love.
before you, if you stay,
Yeah.
it won't, like, I just
Of
had
course.
this moment of like, I told Jay at the very beginning of the Bonfire, like, the second this feels like a job, I'm out. Because I don't ever want this to be a job. Because the whole point of this is that we're hanging out, we're having fun.
Yeah.
And it just got to a point where it was like, I gotta go serious. And then I was like, why am I acting like this?
Yeah, I said that to you, and I was joking. I saw you, and I go, it must be cool to like watch something and go, oh, I don't have to have an opinion on this. And you were like, literally one of the.
It was great.
Well, you said you were watching the Oscars or something, and you were like,
That's exactly it. I was watching the Oscars with Katie, and I was like, I just have to watch this.
Yeah.
But there's been times where it's been opposite.
And you go, damn, I need to get this out.
Yeah, I'll call Jay. I'll just call Jay and talk to him.
Yeah.
And he said that one time. He was like, so this is it? We just call each other and do it? And I'm like, yeah, I guess. Like fin-doming, like finding out about financial domination.
Oh.
I called Jay and I was like, dude, never have I wanted to go. I was like, I missed the Bonfire. So I want to come on and talk about
These
hot-
pay pigs.
Yeah, hot sluts dominating dudes out of their money. That they don't even fuck them.
Yeah. Well,
They just give them money.
Kim and Alex at Gas used to do it for a while. They
There
would
you
have
go.
guys just send them $100, and then you go, you're an ugly, small dick,
Yeah,
little fucking bitch.
loser. And they're like, ooh,
Bitch ass little.
thank you, Queen. Here's $500.
Yeah, that's wild.
Because people have too much money.
Yeah, sometimes I wonder, would you ever do just as an experiment for the content, like go to a dominatrix where she like crushes your nuts and calls you a little pansy or whatever?
You know what's funny? My brain does that to me enough.
Yeah.
I don't need that.
They
I got a dom right up here, dude. and that mistress doesn't have a safe word. My dominatrix up here is like,
Yeah, Oklahoma, Oklahoma.
every morning I woke up, Bananarama,
Yeah.
Bananarama, stop. It's like, you fucking loser.
Oklahoma, remember that time you bombed in Oklahoma?
You fucking loser. Oklahoma City doesn't even like you. You sweated so much on stage. You're like, oh,
They paid for the room.
oh. Yeah, dude, almost every waking moment, my brain is dominating me.
Yeah, they say that's CEOs and stuff, like powerful men, because all
Yeah,
day,
Wall Street.
they're the most powerful person. That's their life. So they go somewhere where they can get the opposite, where it's just some fat shit covered in tattoos smacks you with a paddle for an hour,
I used to go
and
drink.
then you have to walk back into the office.
I used to- yeah.
Bye, motherfuckers.
Yeah, I used to drink at this bar on the Lower East Side called in the East Village, 7th and First, called Blue and Gold. It's a great bar. They used to have whiskey real cheap, like good
Blue and
whiskey
Gold.
cheap. I'd go in there and get fucked up, and you meet some real fun people. And I was shooting pool with this guy and his girlfriend. And his girlfriend was a dominatrix. And I was like, "Who's your best clients?" And she's like, "I got a guy at Bear Stearns." This is like 2007, 2008. She's like, "He gives me $1,000 to spit on him and kick him in his nuts."
Oh my god.
Like, he comes in and he's like a top guy.
Yeah.
And she's like, "You fucking piece of shit." And he's like, "I know."
Oh my
And she says she'll
Lord.
just wallop him right in the dick. And he's just like,
Ooh.
"Thank you, mistress." And gives her like fucking cash. So she bought drinks that night, which was sick. But
I think it makes me sick, but I would do it just for the sake of saying.
You know what's crazy is
I got the shit kicked out of me by a dominatrix.
You should do it.
I would do it
Because also your Irish energy, you have a limit. Irish people have a limit. Americans we're phonier than you guys, so we'll let people treat us like shit a little bit longer if we think we're going to get something. But Irish people, anytime I've been over to Ireland, there's like a point where they just go like, what's your fucking deal? They just stop and they're like, what's fucking wrong with you? Are you fucked in the head? They're like, I love it.
She's
love
just beating me up like, I'm like, this is not. And then she goes like, your comedy's not as good as
like,
you
bitch.
think it. Oh!
Yeah, you're like, I'm coming.
Oh!
It's funny because like I'm so mean to myself that positive talk really does like. I would need with the opposite of a dominatrix.
Yeah,
I just
a
have someone,
prostitute, regular prostitute.
but who's just like, oh, like you know how strippers are like, baby, you're so big. But then I don't even believe that because I'm so mean to myself.
Yeah.
That they're like, you're so babe. Like when I used to go to strip clubs in my 20s and they'd be like, ooh, you're cute. I'm like, shut the fuck up. No, I'm not. I'm a fucking big-headed loser.
Get it. That's very Irish too. There's an Irish thing about that. It's like compliments fuck you up.
Yeah.
It's like I hate when you go on a podcast like something like Are You Garbage.
Like,
hate going on that podcast a little
Why?
bit. No, I'm just saying at the beginning it's awkward because they always go, he's done this, he's done this, he's great, he's got a big dick, he'll make you come. And then I'm like, stop. I'm
Stop.
Like,
I will make you come, but only through effort.
No.
Yeah, I don't like myself. And
Of
so
course.
I think like that's why I'm a comic.
Yeah.
Because it's fun to go on stage and be like, this sucks. Don't worry. I don't like me.
Yeah. But things are going great. So you're doing your stand-up. You're focusing on stand-up. Have a goal in mind for like another special.
Not till at least next year.
And you just, And I think
because I just want to keep building shit. I just want to.
Are you still doing Billions?
Yeah, I'm finishing up this season of Billions coming up. I got like 2 more. I think I got like another episode to film in the season. We're finishing the season soon. And then just stand up and like coming on podcasts.
Nice.
And it was funny because this one guy, like Bonfire fans are the shit. They're the shit. But some fans are like mad that I left.
Of course.
And so I pop up on podcasts and they're like, seems like he's doing a lot of podcasts.
Yeah.
Like I'm supposed to be in a cabin writing.
Seems like he's making up the 8 hours a week of.
Oh, it's like, yeah, dude, I'm doing 2 podcasts this week. I'm doing this and Real Ass Podcast. And combined, it'll be like 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
It's not all. I was doing 8 hours of the Bonfire. And they're like, pretty fishy. This guy's doing other podcasts. It's like, I still have to promote myself, motherfuckers.
Yeah. It's also, you got to kill time. You can't just be, you just write like a fucking madman.
And also, you write stuff and turn it in, and there's like a writer's strike happening right now.
Oh, yeah.
So we're not even getting our notes back. It's like fucking NBC is like, we like rush to get our shit in, and they're like, we'll see you whenever this thing clears up.
Wait, who are you writing for?
We're writing. Dan St. Germain and I wrote a cartoon with Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh wow!
That we sold to Peacock. That I hope it sees the light of day.
Nice.
Because
Well,
if they let us make the show we want to, it'll be super funny.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of notes.
Yeah.
We got a lot of notes.
Listen, these guys got to have their input. You know,
dude. You see nothing more of people proving they have a job.
Oh yeah.
Than with notes on a script.
I remember reading some famous whoever the fuck it was, but they sent in like their script for like an episode, and then the person would send back these notes, and then they would send back in the original script again, and the person would go, great. Yeah, because they just want to. That makes sense. If you ask,
I'm not gonna lie. I know we're being recorded right now. That's like the standard trick. You change like 2 things, and you send it back in, and they go, "Thank you." And you go like, "Yeah, all right." I got away with 3 jokes that you did not like.
I've noticed that even just anyone in general, you go, "What's your opinion on this?" They'll kind of go, "Yeah, maybe it could be a little higher," because they want to have a justification.
One of my favorite rants on Bill Burr's podcast was he was talking about taking conference calls on his phone, and he's like, you just put it on speaker and throw it into his bed, and he's like, and then the person at the end would be like, you would see who's proving they had a job. Well, what about this? And then they're like, that's a good point. It's like, you don't fucking know. Everyone, this is a whole business of grifters. Yeah. That's why I'm saying, get your money, get out.
Yeah, we get the money.
Get the money.
I think we might disagree on this, but I always have a little. If someone cheat, just it gets out, even if they're doing a completely phony, shitty way, I'm always just like, well, at least they made it. You know, at least they made it.
Oh, dude, I'm very proud. I'm very proud of my friends that are doing very well. Like the guys that I came up with, like Nate Bargatze.
Yeah.
It's great to watch guys like Tim Dillon and Shane.
Yeah, but what about
Just
your enemies?
absolutely.
What about your enemies that do well? Don't you just go,
You know what
they
it does?
figured it out.
Yeah, you're almost like, get your money.
Just figure it out. Yeah.
Even people I don't like, when I see them get money, I'm like, at least you know.
I always
good
go
for
too.
you, man.
It's like, if that fucking idiot can figure it out.
For me, it's like the thing that made me comfortable when I saw comics that I didn't like start to get very successful early on in my career. I realized I'm like, well, we don't do the same thing. Like I don't like your comedy.
Well, thanks.
But Colum, I don't like it. But I'm saying, like, I would watch someone get super famous, and you're like remember, everyone used to hate on like Larry the Cable Guy when I started.
Yeah, they did.
That was the guy that everyone hated, and I used to open for this old dude. This guy was the shit. Ben Creed, he's still around, still a stand-up. Ben Creed, I think he lives in Texas now. Old New York guy that I met in Tucson, and all of us were hating on like Larry the Cable Guy, Carlos Mencia. It was like so easy to like, you just get around at our open mic and be like, fuck him.
Yeah.
He fucking, this joke sucks or whatever. And then I went on the road with Creed and not with the band, with Ben Creed.
That's how I was like, whoa.
I was opening for Creed during their height. I was
in the middle of
when you take me higher. Like, guys, what's up with dating? But I went on the road and I loved like hearing old school comedy stories from Ben because he was like, you know, he lived above Dangerfields in the 80s.
Yeah.
He like, one time we were having lunch and he's like, well, we were talking about Star Wars. He's like, yeah, I went and saw Empire Strikes Back with Jerry Seinfeld. I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, we were just like in the city. And he's like, Seinfeld was like, you want to go see Star Wars? And they went and did.
Oh!
What's the deal with Darth Vader?
It's like the
You're
whole
his dad.
he's not even watching the movie the whole time. You can hear him go, popcorn.
Yeah.
What is this?
Popcorn. Is there popcorn in the Star Wars? Lightsaber. It's not a sword.
Is it a pop or
Is it made of light? What's the deal with the Force? It's everywhere. But he would have all these cool stories. And then I was like ready to shit on Larry the Cable Guy.
Yeah.
We were like driving somewhere. I remember it clear as day, and I go, yeah, but like fuck Larry the Cable Guy, right? Like he's like, fuck it. He's a millionaire. And dude, he didn't even bat an eye. He goes, good for Dan. Let him get his money. He said his real name.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, Dan. He goes, I know him since he was Dan Whitney in Florida. He's like, you might not like him, but good for him. Get his money.
Yeah.
Go, and then you're like, oh, okay. That's probably a much healthier
That's
attitude.
the attitude I try to.
And that's what I do. I see people like filling out shit, and you're like, dude, all right, good for you, whatever.
Yeah, but all your time is on the stand-up. You're gonna fucking blow up now.
I don't know.
Really blow up.
I don't
Well,
know.
if not, you'll always have then that romantic kind of like, I'm the real comic. I'm the
Dude, I
you're like
wanna be that guy.
you're the unintentional Doug Stanhope of comedy.
No, dude, I remember we were doing. One of the most uncomfortable I've ever felt was I was on Guy Court, which was a Guy Code spinoff.
Great.
Dude, it was. So it's funny is
Was that horrible? Was all that horrible? I never
was
watched
bad.
any of that
It
stuff.
was real
So
bad.
it's you and Pete and
it
Schultz.
was, dude. Everyone on that show is like an arena comic except me. Like everyone's like
Propel their
massive.
career, launch their career. Guy Court.
Pete Davidson, DiStefano,
Yeah.
John Gabris doing great. Little Duval, Charlemagne the God.
Little Duval.
Little Duval's so funny.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite follows on social media.
Yeah.
Him in the 85 South show with Carlos Miller,
I
DC
don't know.
Youngfly, and Chico Bean. Those guys are so fucking funny. And I met all those guys doing Guy Code or whatever. But this was the story is we were like doing a photo shoot for Guy Court, and I had never met Duval. I had never met him. And I had like a high and tight, shitty haircut. I looked like a Marine.
Yeah.
And I was in a boxy suit. Dude, I swear to God, I had to do one of the episodes. I've said this before, but one of the episodes of Guy Court when someone broke Guy Code, you had to go to Guy Court and argue it, right? And the whole premise of the argument was: is it breaking Guy Code to listen to R&B or like with your boys? Like, is it breaking Guy Code if you and your boy are in the car and they put on R&B, like sexy music or whatever? So my point was, it was breaking Guy Code. So basically what you're saying is you got a white guy with a bad haircut and a boxy suit being like, don't listen to R&B. And like you have me being like,
with the hippity
oh
hoppity.
my God, with their hips swiveling and all their fucking gyrations.
What the hell are apple bottom jeans?
Oh my God, big butts too. I like flat tits and flat asses.
Boots with the fur?
Ew.
Oh my.
Ew, wide hips, lots of babies. But I had never met Duval or whatever. And I walked in and he goes, what are you, one of them bitter old white comics? He goes, oh, you're going to be one of them bitter old white comics. And he said that in a way that like, it made me be like, I never want to be that.
That was it. It was the ghost of Christmas yet to come. That's when he showed up.
Ghost of Christmas
Just
Future.
one line.
He looked at me and goes, oh man, you're going to look like you're going to be one of them old bitter white comics. I was like, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that. And then
Dan's a Christmas Carol.
And then I've watched that entire pack of people just go on leagues above me. And I've been like, but I won't be bitter.
Yes.
And then you say that, I'm like, I think I'm turning bitter. I think fucking Duval got me.
You're
that motherfucker, that tiny fucking smart man got me.
No, you're an old soul though. It's gonna all fucking figure.
Here's the thing is I love doing stand-up. So it's fun.
Yeah.
As long as I get to do it, I'm like, this is the shit. Like there was two guys in the audience. I was just in Columbus and they just worked for the city. And I was like, oh, so you make stuff that we complain about. And they were like, yeah. And I was like, oh man, I can't bitch about my job.
Yeah.
I can't. What am I going to bitch about a half full room?
When these
guys, those guys got to wake up at 5 a.m. and paint lines on a highway.
Oh, do you know who probably did it the perfect one was Craig Robinson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone must know him. Office,
Pizza Hut.
loads of stuff. Yeah. But he just shows up at like clubs. He just shows up like either unannounced or announced, or he won't show up if he's announced. It's like he just does whatever the fuck he wants.
That's exactly it.
And he closes out a show because he will do an hour and a half. Like he will
I've heard stories.
The lights come on.
Yeah.
And he just sits there on the piano, and he's massive, by the way. He's huge. Like this, he just like sits in his own fat, playing piano, just ordering more drinks, just down. He gets wasted. And he's just improvising songs with the audience. He's like singing songs.
He'll do the Bulls intro perfectly.
Yeah.
I remember that from his premium blend.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, this fucking
It
rules.
seems like the most fun, like, because that's someone who's really having fun. Like, he would, he wants to do that.
Yeah.
And there's no pressure because he's a millionaire.
I think that's the ideal goal is to like make a good living, but more importantly, have a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah.
Like if you have
Can you
fun
say that to the
doing
camera?
have a lot of fun doing it. But it is. Dan, when you're watching this in a hotel room, because someone brought up this clip, have fun. But I always love watching the comics that have genuine fun.
Yeah.
When Shane and I would go on the road together, I would watch Shane and he was like having so much fun that it was like infectious.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, fuck, this looks like it's like, yeah, shit, but what are we doing?
That might have been a different time, though, for Shane, though, because he was like young, opening. It was like the best nights we
I don't know. I still watch him and I'm like,
Does he still
he's like giggling. He's up there having fun.
Yeah.
Like Joe List always looks like he's having fun.
Yeah.
Even if he's not, I watch him and I'm like, that guy looks like he's having like a good time.
Sean was good for that with me, Sean Patton.
Yeah,
'Cause
Sean Patton.
Like, and I mean this in the nicest way possible. I've seen him have bad sets, but he handles it so well that it's like, what the I asked him about it. He goes, I will never allow them to dictate how happy I am.
I love that.
Show. So
I
he
think
goes,
Sean's Jessica Kirson's starting to blow up now, which she always has.
Yeah.
I think Sean is that guy that I want to see next.
Yeah.
Be like, because he's fucking.
get on TikTok, Shawnee boy.
He's prolific.
Yeah, Sean's great.
Like,
And he does it so well. He does it perfect.
But he's just so funny, and his bits are from such an angle that you're like, oh fuck, that's so good. Like Kanane, he's like one of those guys where I watch and I'm like, God damn it, you're good.
Kanane's fucking like that too. Yeah.
God damn, Kanane's new special's so funny.
Kanane's great.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much good comedy out there. You just want to see a lot of times you're like, I just hope everyone's okay. You know? Like that's like me bitching about money and shit. It's just like, I just want all these people to be all right. Because I love these people. And
It'd be so sad if you heard Kanane just had like a real rough life now.
I know. You just don't want it to happen because you're like, nah, man, you're fucking funny.
Yeah, Kanane's so good.
Oh, man.
Inspired a generation of terrible comics.
Yeah. God damn.
Everyone has their price to pay.
Everyone, dude.
Yeah, every great comic has.
When you were coming up, who were the comics they were doing impressions of? Because when I started in 2004, everyone was doing Dane Cook.
No, Cook was gone.
Everyone was doing like over. You would like, and then I touch it.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna pick it. Oh, so I'm gonna pick it up, and you're like, yeah, I mean, you're doing Dane. I was doing Chappelle. I was like, I was doing a lot of like,
Yeah. Oh, you were not slapping your leg, were you?
dude, like my open mic days.
The slapping the leg?
I'd be like,
oh no.
I would laugh to myself and then put down the mic, and you're like,
I hate.
I'd go back in time and fucking kill myself.
I hate when people drop the mic or they smack their leg or they go like,
I
what
would never
the
do
fuck?
that. I would never do
and you
that.
go,
I found an old video of like one of my first weekends working in Tucson, and I was like, damn,
nice.
I'm just straight up doing a Dave Chappelle impression.
yeah. I don't know. Mine was more. I think most people are like kind of copying Mark Norman. Really? Even though looking back, Mark was probably not. He was just, everyone saw him and they saw how well he would do at the bar shows and the mics and all that.
Yeah, well, he was doing. I mean, because everybody does somebody.
Yeah.
Everybody you watch.
Because I think
comics. It's like it's similar to like guitar players. Guitar players have like influences and they try to play like them.
Yeah.
Until they find their own.
Yeah.
But like I remember coming up, you could tell who everybody was. Like Norman was doing a mix of Norman Seinfeld.
Yeah.
And then like I was doing a mix of like, dude, I remember one time I was leaning on the stand too much.
Burr?
And yeah, I was doing like a mix of Burr and Chappelle. And Nate Bargatze would have to be like, oh man, you're doing like a lot of Burr. He's like, watch out. It's like kind of coming off like Burr.
Yeah.
And you need to hear that. So you're like, oh shit, okay. And then not feel bad about it because then you're like, oh, well, other people are.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah. I do a lot of mess around with the mic. But Burr and Louis and all those guys, they were the ones. They were like,
a lot of people were doing
people
it.
had stopped doing Louis when I got here because
Okay.
I was 2014, but I think people had kind of stopped and they'd moved on to a newer
Louis, 2010 to 2015, a lot of young comics were doing Louis.
Yeah. And then no one was doing Attell except for one guy was
Dude,
doing
Attell was the biggest one when I moved here.
Yeah, Attell used to be, but that's what I heard. Everyone always said
Everyone, when I moved here, everyone was doing the double mic grab.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
okay, like those kind of things. Man, I forgot how many people. When I moved to New York, I was like, damn, everyone's doing
Yeah.
Attell. I'm obsessed with Colin Quinn. I think he's like
Yeah.
top 5 for me.
Okay.
He makes me laugh so hard. And there was a moment where I was trailing off like him.
Oh,
Where
yeah.
I'd like do a punchline and be like, I don't fucking know, they just like trail off into it. Just like mumble trail. You'd be like, that's a good point, but that's not good. I know.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm sure I have stuff that people.
Yeah, but
Sometimes I've asked people. I think it's harder for Americans because I'm like Irish. I go, that's very Burr, right?
Yeah.
And then they're like, no, I didn't get it. I'm like, it is. You
felt,
don't know.
Because you feel it.
Yeah,
you could feel it when you're
I'm like, I can't watch Louis. I've been saying that. I can't watch Louis ever again, I don't think. Because for some reason I watch it and I get something, a part of Louis gets in my head. And next time I write a new joke, it's Louis-esque.
Yeah.
And then I bomb so hard.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where I go, I don't even know why I said that.
Yeah. You're just inspired by it.
Yeah,
like,
it's horrible.
this
Yeah,
feels
so I
fucking
need
weird.
to just never watch him again.
Yeah.
Because other people, you can watch other people all day. Like Mulaney, I'll never take anything from Mulaney.
And then I just see Colum. He's like, you ever go to the store, where they sell food?
Yeah.
I'm like, you're doing Mulaney.
I was eating pizza because, food.
Yeah, because you gotta eat. Sustenance, it gives you calories.
I'm there running around like the mic doing the whole.
I'm a fancy little Irishman.
It's what I noticed is like when that shit was happening with Burr, I stopped watching Burr, but then that helped me become more of a fan of his.
Yeah.
Because then I would wait and a special would come out and I'd watch the special isolated and then be like, all right. Because I used to go watch YouTube clips of Burr and be like, this guy's the fucking man. I mean, he is.
Yeah. I think a lot of the younger, because Dave will know, Dave's a young, prowling predator in the scene. I mean, he's looking for jokes, he's predating. A lot of Shane, right? Isn't there like a lot of people do Shane?
Yeah. I could see people
Everyone's
doing
the new Shane. I see a lot of young comics all do Shane.
Do they do like that?
The manner is, yeah.
Dude?
Yeah. And then, and I had
That's
once,
gay.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's good at bringing the gay back. I had
I think he's pound for pound the funniest.
Yeah.
I think he's the funniest working right now.
Yeah, he's definitely.
He makes me laugh the hardest.
Yeah, he's definitely.
Him and Bargatze. And they're also two of my friends. But like, I watch Joe List too. Joe List is like ripping on a level right now where you're like, God damn.
He's evolved too. Joe,
He's always been the funniest, but now like watching his stand up just like fucking and you're like, God,
it's
damn,
like a little
he's
bit
good.
more story conversational.
I love it.
He's really evolved. Yeah.
I had COVID up in Canada. I got it when I was working up in Winnipeg, and I had to stay there for like 5 days because I couldn't. It was still when you couldn't fly with it, like you had to be tested to come to the United States. And he put his special out, his last one. There's a new one coming out, but he just put his last one, and I watched it, and I called him. And I'm like, I gotta tell you this because I'm trapped in a hotel room. That special was so good, I want to quit comedy.
Oh, nice.
Like, there was 4 chunks that I was like, that's so fucking good. And then I sit down in the notebook and I can't. I was just like, God damn it!
Where's
that's
the
a
kick
good bit.
table?
But I love watching those guys.
All right, look, we ended the podcast with questions from the fans. If you want a question, head off to patreon.com/Colum Tyrrell. Not only can you get this episode 5 days early, you also get a bonus episode and you get an opportunity to get your questions read on the show. That was pretty all right, that little spiel I just
Nailed that,
gave.
dude.
That wasn't bad.
Pure pro.
I think that was the best I've ever done.
You're gonna make so much money. You're gonna have to retire.
Usually I'm like, so, you know, the thing, don't bother. All right,
Don't bother
what
these
was the
guys.
question? There was a good question, Fonzie.
So we got
Fonzie on the ones and twos. So, what's the motion of the ocean?
so we got a question from Jeff Hess today.
Yeah, Jeff Hess.
When you're inevitably run out of the states by police, which country would you lay low in?
That's a good question.
It's a hot one.
Where would you go? Do you
feel
speak
like
any?
the-
Do you speak any other languages?
No, I do not.
Me
Not even
neither.
close.
I've thought about England.
England? No, you can't run low in England.
What?
I guess, yeah.
London's a big city, dude.
London
you can
sucks.
hide out
Fuck
in
London.
London.
Fuck
You-
the British.
you know-
I would go to like Liverpool, maybe. Like
Dude, I remember when the Queen died. Colum was the first person I saw on Twitter that was like, up the raw, fuck her. I forgot where I was, but I talked about it on stage. Where I was like, one of my Irish friends immediately was like, yo, fuck that Queen. I was like, dude, I fucking love Colum.
was so much
You
fun.
fucking came out just like, suck my dick, bitch. It was fucking hilarious.
Well, the funny thing is, the whole Irish people were like, yeah, that's what you get if you fuck with us. You'll live to 98
yeah.
and die
rule most of the world.
and be the richest lady for your entire life.
And have 4 corgis that are all copied of each other.
You've died 4 times, but we're somehow kept alive. Yes.
So where would you go?
South America sounds like the right one.
South
right?
America?
Yeah, you get plastic surgery because you run out for a crime here, so we're gonna get plastic surgery.
I would think.
You'd have to shave your head. You'd be
Oh,
like,
dude.
that'd be the worst thing.
I'd be found immediately.
You'd have to shave your head.
They'd find me from space.
It's like so much.
They'd be like, "Who's that giant white dot?" It's like, "Oh, it's Dan Soder. We've been looking for him." I would go.
Asia could be good.
Maybe, dude.
Thailand is fucking fun,
Thailand.
and I believe they hide a lot of people out there.
Yeah,
Chiang Mai,
man. Japan.
that would be wild.
But
I just want to go to Japan on
Me
a
too.
holiday.
I would like just to go to Japan, but then like to immerse yourself and like actually learn Japanese and
Oh,
shit.
where's our little Japanese stuff? Someone said that's a Japanese care package. We
Dude, they always have. I
drank it all.
would think like you would need, if you're running, a big city is best because you can get lost in the fold. So Barcelona,
Hide out in plain sight, like fucking.
yeah, just being like grow a mustache,
Yeah.
you know, change
Whitey
your hair
Bulger.
color.
Whitey
Yeah,
Bulger just
that's what
hanging
he
out.
did. He was in Santa Monica.
Nice.
He
Yeah.
just lived in an apartment in Santa Monica with a wall full of money.
I think a lot of people look at you and go, that's just an old
Couldn't
man.
be.
That couldn't be. Yeah.
Yeah, and when you get older, they're not like, oh, this guy's dangerous. And if you're nice, if you're pleasant,
Mm.
people aren't going to be like, what do you do? They're just going to be like, oh, that's so-and-so. If you're like, hey, I'm Colin. And they're like, is your name Colum or Colin? And you're
Colin.
like, Colin.
I'm doing like an American. Hey, y'all, I just moved here from Texas.
Whoa, this is
Whoa.
hotter than a witch's tit.
My Broncos sure did do some damages.
How about them cowboys? Yeah, I would probably go Barcelona.
Barcelona would be nice. Yeah,
Barcelona.
yeah. Spain is good. Spain's a fun fucking spot.
Never been,
Spain
so I
is
just
great.
I just go to a place I've never been.
You got to do a European tour now. You got this time.
I know,
I'm just
yeah.
like making
Yeah,
plans for
all
you.
right, I'll do it. I would love to. I'd
least-
love to go back to the UK and do shows in like Dublin and even go north.
Well,
You know, Belfast.
Belfast, Dublin would be great. North is great. Scotland is fucking fun.
I
is
did
wild.
Fringe and I fucking loved it.
Yeah,
But I'd
Glasgow
like to-
is the one.
That I didn't get to go to
Glasgow's
Glasgow.
the one where you want to go.
Yeah.
They are just animals.
I love
just,
it.
Yeah, they're like Philly scumbag. Just
Sean Patton, I was living with him in Edinburgh, and
Yeah.
he went to Glasgow and did a show, or he was gonna take. He like took the train and went and did it. He was supposed, and he was like, "It's fucking. I'd love to go there."
yeah.
I'd love to go
Glasgow's.
there.
That was. I did a few dates in England last year, and Glasgow was just wild.
That's
It's like from the
awesome.
second you said hello, it's just like, "Whoa."
What country would you get lost in?
Get lost in.
Yeah, if you had to run.
If I had to run, I think I'd go south. I think I'd just
South
go
America?
south and figure something out.
Argentina?
Colombia.
They got a good history of hiding people.
I had to learn German.
The Nazis. They hit the Nazis.
Yeah. I'd go to that little Nazi town. There's a little Nazi town, and
They'd probably thank you. They'd be like, I want to thank you for taking the heat off us.
Yeah, I remember during the World Cup when Germany were playing and things like that, going like zooming in on Instagram to find into those. I've zoomed in on that little German village that's in Argentina.
Oh, really?
You know the one where they think Hitler was for a while?
No.
And I was checking out the restaurants to see if there was how
funny.
white were these people, because
That's
you can
so
zoom in.
funny.
People are just tweeting Argentina stuff, and I go, I bet you they're all Nazis.
Yeah,
They're all
that's
Nazis.
so fucking funny. You're looking up fucking like seamless reviews in Argentina in a German town.
Yeah, exactly. There is a German town out in Argentina. Yeah, it's kind of nuts.
That's smart. South America.
South America's, I think, was where I'd go. I feel like I could.
That's a good question.
Yeah, it is pretty.
Fun to
That's
think
actually
about.
a great question. Normally, Go's questions suck. So if you think you have a good question better than that, please head over to patreon.com/Colum Tyrrell. And so that's the end of the show.
Hey.
Soda, thank you so much. I appreciate
Hey,
it.
dude, you're one of the best, man.
Thanks for giving me your time.
You know, we met in Ireland, and it's been awesome watching you move here and fucking be hilarious.
Thanks, brother.
You're one of my favorite people in comedy.
Thanks, man.
So,
Appreciate it.
yeah, hell yeah.
And you.
Let's make money and retire.
Let's do it somehow. Let's sell some merch.
Or Duval called it. I'm gonna be one of them. Little Duval called it. I'm gonna be one of the fucking bitter old white comics.
Or do you want to start a podcast? I got the mics, and you
Yeah.
can bring the numbers, baby.
Dude, I'll fucking start burning people.
Come in.
I'll burn this whole fucking place down.
All right, thanks, guys.